Imagine you're the ultimate strategist, able to predict every move, counter every strike, and control every moment. What if you took that genius and dropped it into the octagon? Could strategy beat strength? Could brains really outsmart brawn? Well, today we're diving into a world where every punch has a purpose and every takedown is a tactical masterpiece. Welcome to a fight like no other, where chess meets MMA. Magnus Carlsen, a man who became the youngest chess grandmaster at 13, held the world champion title for over a decade and is widely regarded as the greatest chess player in history. His achievements are nothing short of legendary, but what if his mastery of strategy went beyond the chessboard? Imagine a coach who can predict not just your opponent's next move, but their entire game plan. A coach who's defeated the world's best by outthinking them, not overpowering them. Now, take that mind and drop it into the raw, unpredictable world of MMA. This isn't just about teaching fighters to punch harder or move faster. It's about rewriting how fights are fought, with strategy as the ultimate weapon. Magnus Carlsen coaching an MMA fighter? Could his genius craft the perfect fighter? Or is this checkmate too bold for the octagon? In the world of chess, the center is power, a place to dominate, dictate, and dismantle your opponent. Now imagine this same principle in the octagon.
And black plays d5. Now white plays bishop f4, the London system, and black plays e6. Already, this is how I want you thinking about pawns. What color complex do they occupy? And pawns control a square diagonally. They don't control a square in front of them because they can't capture it. So you already see that black is taking up a light square control, and white has a dark square control here with certain spots in the center of the board. White will then play knight to f3 and try to jump the knight in here. Now there are certain spots in the position like c5. This is known as a pawn break or a pawn trade. If white were to take this, white would lose a central pawn and allow the black bishop to come out more actively. That is why early on, trading in the center doesn't always happen. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. You only trade if you get a benefit to your position. Most times you restructure the center because if this trade happens, your center hasn't been affected too much.
Magnus is no stranger to patience. Every move is part of a bigger plan. In the octagon, the same rules apply. The fighter who thinks ahead wins the war.
Michi is now losing Game 6 of the World Chess Championship match. Magnus Carlsen comes up the H-file, and all of a sudden it becomes very clear. We have gone past the point of no return. Queen takes f5, knight g7. Jan here realizes it here as well. The pieces have simply gone too far, so he plays here. Rook f7, you still cannot take because this becomes a losing king and pawn endgame. You must know your king and pawn endgames. This is a losing one. Rook f7, king d8, f5, and in this position, threatening the walk of the king behind his pieces and the advancement of e7 and e8. Jan Nepomniachtchi resigned, and Magnus Carlsen wins Game 6 of the World Chess Championship match, breaking the record for the longest game ever. This game lasted nearly 8 hours. And I don't have anything left to say about this game. If that didn't leave an impression on you for the remainder of the match, then that is a you problem. Thank you so much for making it with me.
In chess, a sacrifice isn't a loss, it's a setup. But in MMA, sacrifices come with consequences.
Huh. That doesn't seem very good. But I don't really know what else to do, so let me sacrifice my queen. So now Magnus has two bishops and a knight for a queen. 9 is 9. It's 9 equals 9.
So, could Magnus Carlsen actually revolutionize MMA coaching? On paper, it sounds like the ultimate match of brains versus brawn, but would it work in practice? On the one hand, his mental sharpness, patience, and mastery of strategy could transform how fighters prepare. The ability to predict and control not just moves, but entire fights, that's a game changer. But then again, Magnus has never taken a punch. There's no chess clock in the octagon, and let's face it, pawns don't punch back. Still, one thing's certain, his strategic mind could teach even the fiercest fighters to think differently, and in a sport where seconds decide victory, that might just be the ultimate checkmate.